What's up, y'all? I just wanted to make a little video talking about the difference between Israel and the Jews. So, a lot of people, when referring to Israel, just say the Jews. Like people will talk about the time of Moses and the Israelites and refer to them as the Jews. All right, so there's a difference between the Jews and Israelites, and they were one pretty much up to the point of the kingdom of Solomon. After Solomon, Israel was split up. Two of the tribes of Israel. Well, let me just take it back real quick. There were 12 sons. There's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob was renamed Israel by God. There's 12 sons of Jacob, 12 sons of Israel, which became the 12 tribes of Israel. The two southern tribes, well, in the time after Solomon, in the days after Solomon, when his son was reigning, Israel was split up. Two of the tribes became the southern kingdom of Judah, which was the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah. The rest of Israel became the northern kingdom, or the house of Israel. That's the other 10 tribes. And there were also some Levites mixed in with Judah, with the house of Judah. So Israel is split up to the north in the area of Samaria was the 10 tribes: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, and the other four that aren't coming to my mind right now. And the southern two tribes, the southern part of Israel, was the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin, along with some Levites. And they were actually at war with each other for a little while. Now, Judah, the house of Judah, that's who's considered to be the Jews. The Jews aren't all of Israel, and the Jews aren't the northern 10 tribes. The Jews are only the southern two tribes, which is the house of Israel, which is the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah, along with some Levites. Now, in the time of Jesus, around 2,000 years ago, the only people in the land was the house of Judah. See, God speaks in marriage language with his people. So he was married to Israel. And then once they split up, he was married to the house of Israel and the house of Judah. But the house of Israel, the northern 10 tribes, they're also known as Israel or Jacob or Ephraim. The house of Israel rebelled against God one too many times. So God divorced Israel, divorced the house of Israel, the northern 10 tribes, and scattered them into the nations. The house of Judah, the southern two tribes, which are the Jews, they went into captivity to Babylon, but then they were brought back to the land. God didn't scatter them like the northern 10 tribes, like the house of Israel. They came back to the land. The house of Israel was scattered into the nations and mixed in with the other nations. They weren't only taken into captivity, they were taken over and became the Gentiles. And when Jesus talked about the lost sheep of the house of Israel, that's who he was referring to. The descendants of the 10 tribes, the northern 10 tribes, the house of Israel, that were scattered into the nations. That's the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But the house of Judah, which is the Jews, they were still living in the land of Israel. They were brought back after the Babylonian captivity. They were brought back to live back in the land again, and lived in Jerusalem and the area surrounding it, which was known as Judea. North of Judea was Samaria, and that's where a lot of the house of Israel was, in Samaria. Currently, modern day Israel, that's not all of Israel. That's not all of the Israelites. See, the northern 10 tribes, the house of Israel, is still scattered into the nations. And one day, everyone's going to be brought back together again. The house of Judah, that's who's currently in the land. Supposedly descendants of the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah, and along with probably some Levites. So Judah is back in the land, but Israel isn't back in the land yet. I'm not really going to go deep into where the tribes may have been scattered to. I mean, because there still are some bloodline Israelites from the 10 tribes, but for the most part, they were scattered into the nations and became a part of the Gentiles, a part of the heathen. And from my understanding and prophecy, when you see Ephraim or Israel or Jacob or the house of Israel, that's speaking of non-Jewish believers in Messiah, not the physical descendants, because they were scattered into the other nations. I don't believe there are that many physical descendants of the house of Israel left. And it's by faith. And that there are prophecies that speak about the house of Judah and the house of Israel becoming one again. And that's what Yeshua, Jesus, is going to do. He's going to bring the Jews and the non-Jewish believers, which are known basically as Christians, back together as one family again. And if you read the letters of Paul, he talks about how we're grafted in to the olive tree. We're grafted into Israel. We become Israel, the house of Israel, once we come to faith in Messiah. But that's pretty much the difference between the Jews and Israel. See, Israel is all of Israel. But Israel was split up into two parts. The northern 10 tribes, which became the house of Israel, or Ephraim, and the southern 2 tribes of Judah and Benjamin, which became the house of Judah. And that's who's known as the Jews. The Jews are only the house of Israel. Are only the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah. And in the time of Jesus, the Jews, that's who they were. It wasn't all Israelites from the 12 tribes. That's not the Jews. The Jews, during the time of Jesus, and now, it's not Israelites from all the tribes. It's only Israelites from the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah, along with some Levites. And that's who the Jews are from the time of Jesus, and who modern day Israel is. The Jews, it's the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah, because the rest of the tribes were scattered into the nations, became a part of the Gentiles. Hopefully, I was able to cover that thoroughly enough. If anybody has questions, you either have my email or you can send me a message online. Hopefully that was able to help your understanding. Like, having that understanding changes a lot of things, along with having an understanding of the name of God, which I just made a video on. But having this understanding also helps you understand the Bible, understand scriptures. Like, for instance, when you're looking at prophecies, the house of Israel, from my understanding, that's speaking about Christians, like modern day Christians. And it's not speaking about modern day Israel when it says the house of Israel in prophecy. But when it speaks about Judah in prophecy, or the house of Judah in prophecy, that's modern day Israel. Well, hopefully you guys can come to a better understanding of scripture through this. May God bless you guys.